Hi, so we're going to be recording this session to share any Excel tips for people who are interested. We're analysing a baseline survey that we've done on our participants, and we're just working together to get the formulae to analyse. So we've got all of the participants' data here. Each person filled in the questions like, what's your date of birth? We've hidden their name, their gender, and so on, and different questions. And we're doing the analysis in a different sheet. So we're just going to dive straight in to where we got to. So we thought it would be quite useful to do this by each kituo training, so we can also see the differences. So we could actually have the total in one column and then this one at the top here. Now, as we scroll down, we won't be able to see that. So one thing we need to do is freeze the panes. I don't know if you know how to do that, but you go into the cell that you want to be frozen and then go to view, freeze, up to current row, so that when you scroll down, the headings will stay there. And then we can do the same thing for going that way. So if we want to see the question, we can actually do that. So go to view again, freeze, up to current column. And so then as we go that way, it freezes column A. So that's quite helpful. And I just started things off here at the top because we've got all the participants, but we also wanted to see how many in each station. So what we did was count if, on the form responses, if in column G there was D1. So column G, I'll just show you, is there. Unasomea grow katika kituo gani? And we want to analyze it by each kituo. And if it said, so that means if it says Wilolesi, count that one. If it's in Kalinga, count that one. So we get the totals there. So I'll just show you from scratch, as it were. So I would be typing in equals, count if, and then you have to find the range. Where is it you want to look for the condition? So we want to look in this section, kituo gani, and then I put a comma, and then the condition kigezo gani sasa, and then I choose this one because I want it to move along with the different vituo. Close the brackets. Now, if I just pull this one along, what's going to happen is also pulling along the column in form responses. It's gone to column H. Do you see that we were on column G? And then it's gone to column H, column I. So we don't want that. So if we want to fix it, we put dollars in front of here. And that means that when we pull it along, it's gonna move along for like the name of the kituo, but it's not gonna move along for where the range where we're looking for that formula. So that's still picking up G. Is that okay for that one so far? Yeah. So then also those totals are quite useful because they give us a check on the other ones. Let's leave age for the moment because that's a bit more complicated. So now then, if we're going on to the next ones, there we were just counting how many people are in those vituo, but now we want to find out how many in that kituo were male and how many were female. So we've got two conditions now, because we want to count if it says they were a facilitator in Iringa and if they're male. So then we use COUNTIFs. So we go COUNTIFs, back here. So if the kituo, comma, choose your kituo, and then if in this one, column D, it says wakiume. So we've got 7 there. Now again, if we want to pull it across this way, across here, we're going to need to fix the columns. So we'll just fix the columns here. And we want to drag it down as well. And we don't want that one to move either, or we could just move this one up. That's another way of doing it. So we could just change it because we want it to pick up D1 instead of D2, so that that's still picking up the couture. And then what we can do is select these two, pull them along to the end. Something's gone wrong. Ah, yes, because D1, A16 is also pulling across. So instead of picking up Wakiumi, let's just fix that one. So to do that, we just put the dollar in front of the A, because we don't want the A to move. We don't want it to go A, B, C, D, E. But we do want it to go D, E, F, G along the top here for the facilitator station. So we just put the dollar in front of the A there. Pull it across. There we go. So hopefully those add up as well. That looks good. So, and we maybe want to add, now that we've got the stations going along in the columns, maybe we'll want to add the percentages underneath, because we don't really want to add in other columns, because that's just going to confuse things. So what we could do is add in a couple of lines here with male, female as a percentage of the total participants. So what we could do here is take, so how many male are there out of the total? We've got the total up here. And how many female are there? It's divided by the total. And then we can just click the percentage one to get the right formatting. There's too many decimal places there. You don't need that level of information. So just decrease the decimal place. I think even to no decimal places is fine. And then let's pull across. And that's an error because of it's a 0 divided by 0. So that's really interesting. And we've got quite a range, haven't we? So some of the stations are quite balanced and some of them are all young women, which we were aware of. What this information might be quite good as a graph as well. So we'll come on to that later, but I think we just get the formula set up first. So we'll tidy up a little bit as we go. I just put that translation in the other day, didn't I, for Tish? Yeah, we could actually do that. We could add in a column where we put English in case people are going to need to do this. So that was those were the totals. But let's get them now. So do you want to have a go? Or shall I do you one more example? So we've got two conditions, so we're going to do COUNTIFs again, and then we do the range and the criteria, range and criteria. So one of the ranges is always going to be which station. So in which couture, and then we select the couture, and then the other thing is going to be do you have a phone, which is in column E. And then we select the different options that we've already set up there. Sina sim, Nina simna kawaida, etc. So hopefully this is going to work. Now let's just fix our formula before we go. So we want to do that. We want to keep that. We don't want it to go down. So we fix the 1, but we do want it to go across the columns. And this one we fix E. And we want it to stay on A, but we do want it to go down 22, 23, 24, 25. So hopefully this will work when we pull down and then when we go across. There we go. I mean, you can normally tell immediately if you haven't fixed the formula right, because you'll get lots of repeated numbers and you'll know that that's not correct. So then we could do the same thing again if we want to. If we want to insert some lines, we could get the percentages as well. I mean, obviously they're quite small numbers, but it's still quite interesting. So we could do the same. We could do this divided by the total. And actually, we could just pull it down. If we fix the total, so it doesn't move down, but that it does move across, let's just copy this. And get the formatting right. Decrease the decimal, pull it down, put it across. Then we've got the percentages. So that's really interesting. Let's take a quick look. So in Kalenga, mainly young women with basic phones, isn't it? That's the highest proportion probably of basic phones. It's interesting, isn't it, that that's higher than Ikungwe even. And then Tuivila is quite high as well. And obviously, I'm not surprised to see that our facilitators are more likely to have smartphones. So this is really interesting, actually. So then this one that was because the question was kituo, wasn't it? We had a question about which kituo are you in, and originally we analysed it there. But what I'm going to do is also, because we've identified these ones for Egmont, I'm going to delete this because this is, and let's just go up here to say Egmont, and then we'll also do an analysis by that. Right, Angela, are you ready to have a go?
Yeah, sure.
So how about Wazazi then? Let's go for Wazazi. So starting here. I'll get out of your cell.
So should I do it in the sheet?
Yeah, so go into the sheet. Onto this question here, Wazazi.
Okay, so I need to get did I get the percentage of the entire just like here?
Yeah, that's right. Because you're going to be picking up what's happening for this one, Wapo wote wawili.
First. Seven.
Right, okay, yeah, that's interesting. I thought you could see me writing the formulae, but you can't, can you? I can't see you writing the formulae. When I write, can you see what I'm writing in the formula?
Up there? Yes, I can.
You can, okay, great.
Can you put it again so I can see the
Yeah,
formula?
sure. So let me write in here. So it's count ifs And then this comes up. Can you see this as well on my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
So we've got two different criteria. So we want to say if they're in this station, this one, and if in column H we get wapo wote wawili, wazazi wote wawili, and then it's this question of fixing the formulae. So we don't, the columns where we're getting the data, we don't want those to move because that's always going to be the same. And then for these ones, for the top row, we want this to go along, facilitate Iringa, facilitate Mbutu, Wilolesi, Kalenga, etc. So we want it to go E, F, G, H. So we want that one to, sorry, this one to move, but we don't want it to come down when we pull it down. We don't want it, the rows to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on this one, A37, that's where we've got wapo wote wawili. We want it to stay on column A and to move down 37, 38, 39. So that when we pull it, this should work. And then we can pull it along. And we can check the totals and things as well afterwards. Do you want to do the percentage?
Okay.
So we could put that in here. I think you might have lost that one, that formula there, but if you have accidentally deleted it, you can just do Control Z, or you can do Escape. That's it.
So we get the total. So here is a dollar sign. I should put it before E?
So what that means is that line 37 is not going to move down.
Okay.
Is that what you want?
No, I want it to move down.
You want it to move, yeah. So take that dollar, do it on the, and actually you want it to move across as well, don't you?
Yes.
So the only one you don't want to move is E4 because that's the total.
Yeah. So I have to put a dollar sign here. Does it look okay?
But try it and then you'll see it's not quite right yet, but that's the whole thing. Like I also do this because then when you pull it, you'll see what happens. Press enter and see what happens when you pull it. What that means is E is not going to move, but 4 is going to move when you pull down.
Why is it not going across?
You can do it down and then pull it across. So you'll see it hasn't worked.
Yeah.
Click on one of them and see which cell it's picking up, and then you'll see. So it's now picking up E5. Go up to E5 and see what that is.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, got it. Explain it for the benefit of anyone else who's watching this.
About the dollar signs,
or just the fact why that one needs to be changed?
Oh, because it doesn't have any number in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I can't actually.
So go back to the top one, Wapo just there. There, that's it. Which one do you need to change then?
I think I will have to change the E37 so that it can go down to.
E37 is fine actually. It's just that you want you don't want E4 to move down, because if it moves down, it moves to the line below the total, because the total is is row 4. So you want 4 to stay the same.
But
so take the dollar off E and put it on 4. So just before 4, in front of 4. And that means that when you pull it across, it will go E, F, G, H as you want it to, but it won't go down row 4, 5, 6, 7. So pull it now and see what happens.
Oh,
great. And then you can pull it down from that corner where you are there, the right corner. That's it. Great, well done. Looks good.
Thank you.
Let's skip ornation and any because it's a bit more complicated, and then scroll down to the next question. We'll have to do that one in a different way. Let's do kiwango cha elimu. So now we're going to go back to using our COUNTIFs again, because we want to first of all get the numbers for each kigezo or each criterion.
Okay, so I go to the value.
Yeah.
No.
Yep, that's right. If you want to get the kituo first.
Okay, comma. Sikumaliza darasa saba.
Well, you chose column G, which was the kituo. So take the kituo first.
Oh, okay. Add it.
Yeah.
This, and then comma again.
Yeah. There is a problem, but I'm going to let you see what happens when you go, when you get back to it.
Oh, no.
Or should we check it first? So what this means is count if in column G on form responses, unakuta kigezo gani. So kigezo gani sasa? If you put the whole of column E, it's going to confuse the computer.
Oh, okay. So
what's the kigezo? Yes.
Facilitate.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And then comma. And then you need again the range. So where should the computer look for the criterion? And then the kigezo.
Okay, so
look in column
kiwango cha elimu, right?
Yes.
And then comma.
Yeah.
And then I go to sikumaliza darasa saba.
Yes.
And then bracket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's great. And then you can press enter. And then you can start to do your dollars to stop it moving. And you'll find this will get much quicker for you.
Okay.
So talk us through which ones you're going to fix and why.
So I want to go across like E, F, G, H, and all. So I will put a dollar sign before, I think, before each letter. Oh,
So,
can I look up on what you did up there again?
yeah, you can. Of course you can.
So it's here. Okay. I think this way I will understand it.
Yes.
Okay. Responses. Okay. It's a dog. Correct me.
That's right. So you have to put it in front of every letter that applies. So you've got G to G because it selects the whole column. So you need to put on both of those Gs. And that means that on your data sheet, that it's always going to stay the same. So that was the column where it showed which key tool, didn't it? So it's always going to pick from that column. And then the same for F, that was the one that picked Kiwango cha elimu. So you want that one to stay the same, even if you drag it across.
For A.
That's right, because you want that one to stay where it is on sikumaliza darasa saba.
And the E too.
And the E, you want it to move along because you want it to go E, F, G, H along the top there. So you want it to go on to, you want to put it on 1 instead. So you want it to be $1. So that when you pull it down, it doesn't pull it off that line where it says which key tool. And that will work.
Let me try it down across and
I normally go, so take it down first, down to the bottom, it's easier. Down, right to the bottom, a bit more. And what, that's it. And then you can pull it across from that corner, the bottom corner. So but just where you were when it was still selected, you see. So try again, pull it down. When you pull it down, if you don't release the mouse, like there, or you release the mouse, sorry, and then now you can pull across because it's still there, yeah. That's it. Yay! Look, it's definitely time for this one, isn't it? There we go.
oh, okay.
Well done. So I think I'll leave you to get on with that. And I'm here if you need to ask any questions. I'm going to stop the recording now. So someone who wants to do this has got a really good idea, I think, of how to do it.
Yeah.
Well done. Thanks for that.